everybody, what's up? It's Memphis J here, and I got a quick video on how to extend the life of your ZeroWater filters. A quick review of the ZeroWater for the Memphis J Reviews side. We've been using it for a couple of years and we really enjoy it. It does well for what we need. It's simple, and I think it's one of the better consumer level, cheaper water filters out there. It's held up fine over a couple of years, so I would definitely recommend it. And in thus doing, we've been experimenting with it here at the house, and we've tried to find ways to see if we can extend the life of the filters, because they're not super expensive, but they're expensive. So anything you can do to save a little bit helps out around here. So here's my tip. The only downside to this tip is that you can't be done with just one ZeroWater pitcher. To effectively get the most life and the easiest, which I think I saw another method that was similar to this, but it did not use the two pitchers. I think they had the small pitcher. Nevertheless, to get the most use out of the filter, if you're willing to do this, it will definitely extend the life of your filters, depending upon how dirty, or so to speak, the water is where you're at. So here's where I stand now. I have this water filter here, and I just put a new ZeroWater filter like this one. This is my old one from this. This is my old one that came out of this one. This is the old one. I put a new one in there. So I've cleaned this pitcher and I put a new one in. The only modifications you have to make is to take this, press together, and pop this off. You won't need that unless... I've considered drilling a hole, but I haven't gone that far yet. You might want to leave it on here, but we set it off to the side. The other modification you're going to need is on the second water pitcher. You're going to need to remove this little gizmo, the button that opens it up and allows the water to come out. So the way to do that, I don't know if you can see in here or not, but in here there's a little white... It came off real easy this time. There's a little white, kind of like a rubber fat O-ring. Once you pull that off, if it doesn't come off very easy, push this button down while you try to pull it. Because basically, once it comes off, this will pop out entirely. And this is the little mechanism. So to help you see it better, here's a little mechanism. You push it in and you pull that little white off. You can again set that aside. You might decide you need it later, so I've kept my little parts. But what you do is you take your old filter. This one got to be at 6, and that's when they suggest you replace it, is when your water registers 006 with the little tester. So I cleaned out my second pitcher here. I'm going to put my old water filter into that one. You can leave this top on, and then what I do is just stack them. Now, it works best if you push this all the way to the back of this. There's a little mark at the top of here, and it works the best, but it can be up a little bit. But either way, what you're effectively doing is filtering the water twice. And this won't last for the entire life of this bottom filter. This top filter won't. It's already registering 6, and over time it's going to just steadily get higher. So what I suggest doing is every once in a while push this off to the side and let the water run into a glass, and then test it with the total dissolved solids meter that is provided with one of the ZeroWater pitchers and see. Also check what your water pitcher is, or check what the water quality coming out of the tap is. And definitely when this reaches the level of that, it's not effective anymore. It's too full and it won't work. But anyway, to see this in action, we pour water into the top filter. And so effectively what's going to happen is this water is going to come through here, it's going to filter into this tank, but since there's nothing to hold it into this tank, it's going to automatically filter into the second tank. So right now, you see a little bit of water's coming out. You can hear it trickling out. That's at 006. Over time, again, the quality will degrade, and you'll eventually, I take this off, put it on my shelf till I get ready to change this filter again. So really all you're doing is extending the life a little bit. It's nothing that's super hack, but we found it to be pretty easy, other than trying to figure out where to locate it so that it doesn't bang into cabinet doors. If I didn't have a son, I'd build a whole little holder just for it, but I'm afraid he'd knock it over. So anyway, that's the basics of this tip. If you have any questions, drop me a comment down below. Any other ideas out there, feel free to leave me a comment. I appreciate you checking out this episode of Memphis J Reviews and a quick tip. So yeah, hope that helps, and hope it saves you a little bit of money. Take it easy.